Good morning, students. Welcome back to the session of the building construction technology. This is Ishani Trivedi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome back to the session in which we are currently discussing about the different types of roof, right? So now in the previous session we discussed about the classification of which type of roof? Pitch roof. Yes, that is correct. In the last session we discussed about the sloped roof. The full classification flowchart was shown to you, in which we also discussed in detail about the single roof, one single roof, that was your lean-to roof, right? Now we are moving forward to the next type, that is your triple or framed or trussed roof, right? In the trussed roof, you had the classification about the king post truss, queen post truss, you had steel truss, you had composite truss, right? That whole classification you are supposed to remember. So from that we are going to discuss the first, which is your king post truss roof, right? King post roof truss. So what is basically king post? Now look at the image flashing above me. Can you see that? Now try to read all of the labeled names. What can you see? I think some of them are familiar to you now. I had also told you to remember all the technical definitions, otherwise it will become very easy, very hard for you to understand different type of sloping roof. Now what can we spot over here by which we are already familiar? Let us check that first. Okay, what do we have? We have the ridge board, starting from the apex, starting from the center, the topmost center. What is that component called? Ridge, correct. And that horizontal member, that horizontal beam which is provided, horizontal plank which is provided is called ridge board, correct? Do you remember? Yes. So first we have is ridge board, right, which is provided at the apex, at the ridge. And next, the two sloping parts. What are they called? They are known as common rafter. Yes, we have studied that definition, correct? Next, what do we have? We have secondary rafters. Can you see that? Right? We have primary common rafters and then we have secondary rafters. Okay? Now, the common and secondary rafters have a vertical post passing at the center. Yes, we can see that. Now, the secondary rafters are called principal rafters. Okay? Next, what do we have? Both of these common rafters and the principal rafters are connected to each other with another horizontal beam which is known as, what is it written? Tie beam. Okay. So, what is new over here? The vertical member passing from the center, from the ridge board up to the tie beam. Tie beam is also something new. Okay. So, the vertical post which is provided at the center, the vertical strut which is provided at the center becomes your king post. Okay, we are just naming it. Next, diagonal braces are also provided. Yes, we can see them. What are they called? Struts. I think all of these names are already included in your civil engineering concepts, basic things. Wales, rafters, struts, all of these things are already familiar to you. So we have diagonal braces known as struts. Next, what do we have? We have the purlins, right? Can you see? Can you spot the purlins? Those will be the horizontal members going towards this way. This is your cross section, elevation, correct? We have purlins and purlin where it is attached, that is purlin cleats. Now, what do we have next? We have the wall plate. Can you spot the wall plate? Yes, it is flashing on the right side, right? So, why are wall plates provided? You know that, right? To fix the rafters in the wall plates are provided. A board is also provided over there and then it is fixed with the walls. Yes, that is correct. Now, what else can we see? We have the brick fill, okay. We have the supporting wall. So I think all of the components are included. Now let us discuss about certain technical points and certain theories. What do we have is king post truss is a type of a roof truss. In most cases, I think all cases, this is made up of timber or wood. Now, what is the spacing, right? What is the spacing of the rafters? It is limited to, the spacing means the span. Sorry, the span is limited to 3 meter. For more than 3 meter span, you will have to provide queen post truss, right? So here it is limited to 3 meter. Next, what do we have? The framework. So now you can say on your own, what does the framework have? Okay, it has the lower tie beam. Now I think if I talk about beam, you will understand that it is provided for load transfer mechanism, right? The thrust, the load which will be coming from the rafter, it will be transferred, it will be carried by the tie beam. So it has a tie beam, it has 2 diagonal struts, correct? It has 2 inclined principal rafters, secondary rafters, and a vertical post at the center, that is your king post. Okay, pretty easy to draw this drawing? Yes. Okay, so did you understand how if this is a sloping roof, it is provided in both sides, but it is an example of a truss because horizontal, vertical and inclined, all types of members are connected and a skeleton is a form which makes ultimately your truss structure. Now, lower horizontal tie beam, as I said, it receives the ends of the principal rafter. Can you see principal rafter? It receives the ends. Next, principal rafters support the purlins. So here secondary rafters are provided, principal rafters are provided for the purlins to be attached to it. Next, what does it say? The purlins support closely spaced common rafters. See, all the supports are mutually support and the stability is divided. So purlins are going to support your main common rafters, and the common rafters will support the roof covering which has to be provided on top of this. Did you understand this? It is pretty simple. I am flashing one more drawing over here. See, this drawing is even with more detailing, and you are also supposed to draw this drawing if descriptive question is asked. And let me tell you that both of these type of trusses are generally asked in your university exams. So what you can see over here is on the top, boarding is provided. Boarding means the covering, right? Otherwise, rest, all of the things are almost the same. The dimensions are written, which you are also supposed to remember. Try to remember them. Otherwise, it is the same. Next, what does it say? The ridge beam. I talked about the ridge beam already, which is provided at the apex, and the trusses are supported on the bed blocks, right? The blocks which are provided, I had told you that eaves board is also provided at the lower edge. So they are supported with the help of stone blocks, right, or concrete blocks in some cases also. Have a look at the another image, how it appears for real. Till now we saw only the sketches. Now you can see that how king post truss is constructed. It is lifted, it is placed, it is nailed, it is clogged with the help of wall plates, with the help of eave boards, with the help of tie beams, and construction is carried out. I think this image is going to, step by step images which I am flashing here is going to make everything clear. Now next, moving forward to the queen post truss. Now let me just tell you that spot the difference between king post and queen post truss. Let me say just that. Spot the difference. What can we see over here? In the king post truss, the center vertical post was provided. But here, 2 vertical struts are provided. There is no diagonal bracing. Instead of that, these 2 vertical struts are connected with horizontal struts or horizontal ways. The tie beam remains the same. Here we are going to call the tie beam as the straining beam. We are just giving it a name. Otherwise, all the things remain same. Diagonal braces, diagonal struts are provided. But how are they provided? They are connected to the 2 vertical struts. Instead of king post, we have 2 vertical struts, right? And those will be called as queen post. What is the difference? King post is just 1 at the center and queen post are 2. And those will be connected with your principal rafter with the help of diagonal strut. Otherwise, all of the things remain the same. So I think you will be able to figure out that how to draw this sketch and what components are shown here and what is the difference. Now, What can be the specific reason that you are providing this type of truss? Obviously the span. Here the span is increasing, right? From 9 meter to 14 meter span, you can provide queen post truss because this is going to provide more stability as compared to the king post construction. Next, as I said, the elements which are present over here, which you are, I think you will be able to write down. They are connected by horizontal member. As I said, instead of tie beam, we are going to call it as a straining beam. And also with the beam, sill is also provided, right? Straining sill is provided on the tie beam to counteract the thrust from the inclined struts which are in compression. Means the diagonal braces, right? Because of that, you will have to provide straining sill also. Sill is nothing but again one type of a block, a plank or a beam. Purlins, as we know about that working, that purlins are provided by, supported by principal rafters, and on top of that, your covering will be provided. Let me show you a modified form of a queen post truss. What can you see over here? It is a queen post truss, but along with that, king post is also provided. So this is an example of a combined type, right? So by this you will also understand the combined, that is your third type of truss roof. So here it is a combination. You can also call it as modified queen post. And now similarly, steel truss will also be constructed, right? What you have to do is you have to compare them both, right? Why timber is lesser advantageous as compared to steel, and you know the reasons why it so happens. We have also discussed the same in the formwork also, material for formwork. We had talked about advantages and disadvantages of these two material also. Okay students, so I think let us okay students, so now let us move quickly to the last portion, that is your advantages and disadvantages of the pitch roof. Now I think students, I don't need to explain these advantages and disadvantages because it is just the reading part. It is purely theoretical, and I think you will be able to write down on your own also because it is not that big a deal. So what are the advantages if we talk about? First of all, it is most favorable where there are regions of heavy rainfall, snowfall, right? In the coastal areas, it is most advantageous over those places. That is correct. Next, what do we have? If the building is having limited width and it is simple in construction, small houses, row houses, right? Storage houses. So for all those cases, sloped roof will be economical and cheap also. Next, for larger span of factories, as I said, for the factories, instead of curved roof, you can also provide truss. I think there is also much amount of use of truss for the factories, for the bridges also, when truss bridges are provided, if you know about that. So trussed roof will be helpful for the factories where large span has to be covered. Next, you have a self weight. Self weight will be less definitely, and construction time will be low. Initial cost is low, but later on there are disadvantages. It can break easily. It cannot withstand high wind velocity. Material can rot and decay. So there will be disadvantages later on, right? Otherwise, initial cost is low, and leakage of water can be easily detected. But proper drainage provisions will have to be provided. Otherwise, this will become a disadvantage. So it can also. It cannot be used for the purpose of gardening or sleeping or playing, right? That is the most priority disadvantage, that all of these things will not be possible. We know about the wind velocity also, which I already told you. So this makes your advantages as well as disadvantages of your pitch roof. Okay, about the sloping part, it depends on the situation. Generally the slope is within the range of 1:1 to 1:3. But with more rainfall, more snowfall, you will have to provide steeper slopes. Okay students, so let us keep up to here till today. In the next session, we shall discuss about the different types of roof coverings. So we are done with all the sloped roof. We are done with that. Later on, we will discuss more topics. Okay, students, have a good day. Thank you.